Reconciliation is the theme of this message. My second oldest sister and I have not had the best relationship since I became a Christian. When I did become a Christian, I accepted Jesus as Lord. I wanted to tell everybody in the world about it. I wanted to tell them of what God had to offer through His Son and share what He had given me in that moment and from now on until eternity. But some people weren't accepting of that, and my second oldest sister was such a person. She rejected it. She rejected me, even though maintaining a semblance of a relationship. She separated herself from me quite a bit and didn't want to hear anything that I had to say with regards to religion or Christ or God. And that has been going on for over 13 years. On Sunday, I got a call from my nephew saying that his dad was in the hospital and he was probably going to die. And this is my sister's husband. Relating the events to me, my thoughts went to my sister and how she has cared for him in his time of sickness. The man that she married was not the man that she was married to today. There were two different people. But she has had to live with that for a lifetime. And it's been a very hard life. In thinking about trying to contact her, I really had to consider how this was going to happen. So I began praying and asking God what needed to be said. How could this go? And God said, it will come in its time. Monday morning at 8 o'clock, California time, we were supposed to take him off of the respirator and see if he was going to be able to breathe on his own. He had severe pneumonia. It had clouded and collected in his lungs, and the respirator was the only thing keeping him alive. My nephew called me about 9 o'clock California time and advised me that my brother-in-law had passed at 11:30 that Sunday night. And so I had to consider how to talk to my sister based on that. And after my nephew and I talked, and he said that she was fine and she was holding up and she was actually the strength for them to get through this, I said, okay, I'll call her. And I started praying. And as I prayed, I didn't get any idea or clear direction on it. So I continued to think about it and pray about it throughout Monday and then going into Tuesday. And finally, late Tuesday morning, I called her. I called the house. And I didn't expect her to answer them, but she did. And her voice was even and relaxed and yet happy to hear from me, which was surprising. And we began to talk. First, she told me of all the circumstances that had caused him to go in the hospital and led to his passing. She told me about the kids and how they were taking it, and which ones weren't and which ones were. It was relating of facts and information and things that she had and observations that she had. And it wasn't anything that I didn't expect from those same kids. But it was an interesting thing I heard from her. It was more than relating just facts. There was heart in her voice. There was emotion to it as she spoke to me. And so as the conversation continued, she said that she was sorry that she hadn't always been open for us to talk to, and that she was not a religious person. And a pause came, and I apologized to her for not expressing how I felt and not being there to explain the things that were going on in my life to her and understand that through what her life was going. And in the process, we came to some common ground, and God's hand led it. Even though she's talking about not being religious, she told me of my brother-in-law being religious in his later days and meeting other religious people, and how she was impressed by them because they were calling and expressing their sympathy and their support and their help if she needed anything. It was all of these things that she was processing as we were talking. And in so doing, I saw the hand of Jesus, his hand reaching out lovingly. And in that moment, I apologized to her one more time, saying that I'm here for you. And it doesn't matter whether you're religious or not. I love you. And you're my sister, and we are family. And from there, she said, you know, I think I'm an atheist. But somewhere inside me, there's still a God. And that was the light of hope throughout the whole ordeal. I know that in my heart and in hers, that we are family again, and that this is the first step in the rebuilding of our relationship as brother and sister. But more importantly, I see God's hand in leading her back to Him. Thank you.